Peace, it's your brother Larry, and as you can see, we starting out the week right with a little bit of stretching. It's always important to stretch before you work out. And I don't understand what's going on with my camera in this little scene where it's just doing this little in and out thing, but y'all bear with me. So today I wanted to talk about taking the red pill and the way it impacted my life. And I'm using the red pill analogy from The Matrix. I don't know if y'all ever seen The Matrix, but if y'all haven't, man, y'all gotta watch the movie. It's really one of the most important movies of our time. It's one of the greatest movies as well. Number one, number two on most people's list. So, taking the red pill in the movie means that you get to know the truth, with the blue pill being the fantasy that we live in right now. Basically, the difference between being a conscious person and being an unconscious person. The bittersweet thing about the truth, as we all that know the truth know, is that once you know it, you really can't go back to being ignorant. And ignorance is bliss. You know, all these people walking around snapping their fingers and dancing while all this stuff going on in the world, bruh. It must be a wonderful place to be. Shout out to y'all. My red pilling started with religion because I was raised Baptist, but my curiosity got me into researching further, doing independent research. When I was like 18, 19 years old, I really started diving into Buddhism, Islam, Judaism. Hell, man, I even read about Satanism and Aleister Crowley, who is called the wickedest man that ever lived. And it would take me years before I got into African spirituality, but that is what sent me into learning more about my people. And to quote the famous author James Baldwin, to be a Negro in this country and be relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all of the time. And I went through that period of rage. Now going back to The Matrix for a second, there's a character named Cypher who ended up hating the reality so much that he betrayed the heroes and joined the villains who promised him to return to the fantasy world. There's this part in the movie where he's eating a steak and he knows the steak is fake, but he would rather that fantasy than the reality of the whatever that was they was eating on the ship. I too, in my early 20s, threw reality into the wind shortly after becoming conscious, because I was losing friends, I was losing relationships with my family members. It was a lot of pressure on me as a young man. I went back to church for about 4 years before I couldn't live with myself anymore. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror, realizing what I knew and how much I was pretending. The truth was really calling me, and I walk in that truth today. So yeah, to wrap up, I encourage everyone to live in reality. Deal with the facts, deal with the stats. Don't take things personal and don't make things personal. Ultimately, you'll be better off and closer to freedom, as the mind must be freed first. And if you made it this far in the video, make sure that you leave me a like and get in the comments section if there's a subject that you'd like me to discuss while I knock out this 50. Outside of that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. It's your brother Larry. Later on.